These my dollars make it hurt.
Ladies and gentlemen, it took a while to get here as the smoke dissipates and you feel like the Undertaker coming out. I believe I am going to be the Undertaker tonight because I'm here to ruin some of your dreams on the night. It's not 3 o'clock, it's actually 6:40, and I'm here. It took a little time to get here, but I'm here. I don't care nothing about the playoffs. My team ain't there. I care less about the world champions. You know, just Kansas City Chiefs doing it the same thing over and over again. I believe I just heard a reporter say to Patrick Mahomes, this is your 7th AFC Championship game appearance in a row. That's what I just heard, and it's unbelievable, but it also ticks me off. And I understand who Patrick Mahomes is. I know what he represents, but it's just sickening that a system is in place and people see a system, and people try to do it their own way. When the game plan is there, it's frustrating to see the Chiefs keep winning. It really is. It really is. I'm not a hater of them. They the champs. They the champs, and they keep proving why they the champs. And it's gonna take a team to finally beat them. That's the only way. If not, a couple more weeks, we'll be saying Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl again. And it's frustrating when you look at it from our side. But nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the one and only. This is, yeah, The big time show that is being seen and heard live right now as we speak on YouTube. It is on Facebook. It is on Twitter or X. And then it is on TikTok. It's on TikTok right now. What's going on? I see Interstate Adventures. I believe that is Michael Evans, if I'm not mistaken. Mike, if that is you, let me know on TikTok. I see you there. DEAUX. I believe that's, I don't know who that is, but you're on TikTok. Appreciate you guys popping in on me live. What's going on? What is going on? We'll speak to everybody in just a second. But right now, I'm asking you guys to share because I'm about to put to bed the obvious that everybody should know by now. You may not like it, but it's just too obvious to me. I'm going to put to bed a lot of your dreams now because what y'all or some want to happen is not going to happen. It's just not. And I feel like going off, to be honest with you. Because it feel like already, unless I'm being fooled, which I don't think I am, we're headed to another frustrating year coming up. I get this feeling that we're here on our way to another frustrating year. Forgive me for not looking, but I'm trying to share as much as I can. If you don't mind, can you hit that like button for me for those that are here? I would appreciate it. If you're on YouTube and you feel like that you want to contribute to the podcast, you can hit that super chat. If you're on Facebook, of course, you can use the stars. You can do that. I'm about to lay it all out in just a second. I could care less about the playoffs, as I said before. Appreciate everybody popping in on me. Share it with others, please. Tell them I'm about to go and put to bed your hopes and dreams about our coaching search. And there it is. I'm done. Let me speak to everybody, then we'll go to work. Stuff that y'all should already know or should have figured out by now. I had better optimism last week. And like I said, in a week time, I'm already on the other side of the fence. Mr. Burns, what's up? Matt Thompson, how you doing, sir? T. Foster, how you doing? Joe, what's going on? Ricky, Raven fan coming up in here. Okay. Greg Davis, what's up? T. Foster, I already said you. Jay Ugamur. Yeah. Jay, Metris. Jason, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate all of you that have joined in and come hanging with you, boy. Hello to all you on Twitter. I don't know why y'all be peeping in on Twitter. Y'all don't say nothing to me. If you putting something down or thinking, I could see it. I can see it if you say something. Twitter don't talk to me. They just just watch. They watch now, but they don't comment. Hey, Al, what's going on, sir? Appreciate everybody popping. Go ahead and share some more. We got a nice little crowd in here right now. Let's talk. Most of you follow me. So I already told you. I gave you at that particular time, a wild card who's going to be the coach. I told you about over a month ago, I went on the Lose Take show and West Coast Cowboy was there. And I said it right then, and I might put it back up because, once again, I believe I'm prophetic, at least, on predicting who the coach is going to be. I told everybody it's going to be Kellen Moore. I told everybody. I explained why it was Kellen Moore. I explained why. I said it's a guy that made Dak better, and he did. The offense is familiar with Dak. He could probably come right in, call plays, Dak run the play and all that. I said I didn't like a big change, and it fits. But most of all, Kellen Moore fits the Dallas Cowboy type coach, at least the Jerry Jones. What's up, Freight Train? The Jerry Jones type of coach. Someone that's just not going to bother him and let Jerry be Jerry. He doesn't like to be, he don't like to be challenged or nothing like that. He know, I don't know if it's going to be banned tonight, Mike, but I just started going live on there. So it's not a big deal to me, Mike. I've been saying it for a while, and I believe I was one of the very first to say it, to be honest with you. I know I said it, it's got to be at least 2 months ago. So we're in the middle of the season, and I'm already telling you who the coach was going to be if McCarthy left. What's up, Chris? I see you. Chris Neal, how you doing, sir? I've been saying, if you follow me, you know I'm telling the truth. And then keep this in mind, because everybody still getting it wrong. Jared did not fire Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy heard all this lame stuff Jared was talking to say, I just can't do it. I can't do this. I can't sign no 1-2 year deal with incentives. That's total disrespect. I just can't do it. I can't blame Mike McCarthy at all. If that's what he felt like, then that's what he felt like. Okay? I don't have no problem with it at all. So let's get that right. Mike McCarthy was not fired. They let him walk out the door. And then immediately, true Jerry Jones style, Jerry Jones, see, let me say this. No coach will be able to win the fan base if Deion Sanders is not the coach. Nobody would. Some of you don't want Deion, that's fine. But make no mistake about it. If you were to list up and say who's gonna bring the flash, who's gonna bring structure, who's gonna bring this and that, it's Deion, okay? All right. It's Deion. Anybody else under that is gonna look like, oh well. So not that they're not good coaches. It's just that it's not Deion, and the reason why I'm saying it is because right after he leaves, Deion's name is there, and I reached out to Deion, and Deion saying I had a conversation, and Adam Schefter reporting, just set the world on fire. And you start out with Deion, and hopes are being built up now, because most of us knows that at least if Deion comes, it is going to be a culture change. However, now if you bring Deion Sanders in, you're going to have to make some type of concessions, because Deion is a very powerful man. He has leverage. He has leverage in Colorado, and he has total control over that program. He can be fired, but they've given him the keys. And Deion has produced. The program get better and better every year. They know he's a leader of men. It ain't no question about that. Sure, you can find better coaches or whatever. But Deion is up there, and he is the hottest thing going today. He's going to win either way. If he was to get the Dallas Cowboy job, he'll win. If he stays in Colorado, he's going to win, because Colorado going to have to offer him some more money. He's going to get it. Deion will be fine either way. Some think it was just a way to negotiate more money out of Colorado. I believe there's a little truth to that. I believe there's a lot of truth to that. And I do believe that there's interest there for the Cowboys, because Jerry Jones called him. Jerry didn't know not to BS Deion Sanders. He knows that. He knows that. He knows what kind of dude Deion Sanders is. Don't even waste your time if you ain't serious. I believe that something is there. Now, I don't think they got on the phone and say, hey, I'm going to drive your price up to Colorado for you, but I just need to use your name at first and all that. I don't think it went down like that. I believe that he would like that. But it's obvious. I said right then, I said it when Mike left, that this this draft and this next head, when Mike McCarthy left, I said that this next coach is very pivotal because of what it represents. And that's what I want y'all to underline real quick if you had a pen and paper of what this next coach represents. It really to me ain't about who can coach, who can't coach. This coach need a gigantic staff because he has no experience, or another coach got all the experience. It's about the message. Cowboy Nation, and I've been a part of it for a long time. Cowboy Nation, I've never seen it like this in all my life. There was expectations of us losing with Campo and you know, Campo and stuff like that. There was expectations of us losing. So that was the low part. We knew we didn't have a chance. But when Wade Phillips got here, and then Jason Garrett got here, even though we went 8-8, we would always win and get in. So that's a playoff game. So you know the expectations are, hey, we can finally win one. We didn't do it. You know, Jason Garrett was there. We had some good years. You know, we lost, but it was in the playoffs. Campo years was the last years that we've had where, you know, you just know you're going to lose. But this year right here, because we've been doing the same thing over and over again, the insanity of running the team the same way is about played out now. Now we have Cowboy fans who are just really sick and tired now. And mainly because us older guys, we tired of it, but we so dug into the Cowboys that we ain't going nowhere. The truth be told, we ain't going nowhere. We've been Cowboy fans for too long. Most of us older people were Cowboy fans when Tom Landry was still coaching. So we ain't going nowhere. The stars inbred it into our hearts. We ain't going nowhere. We don't like what's going on. If the team go down, we go down with it. When they rise up, we rise up with it. That's how people that's my age, you know, late 40s, mid 40s to 50s, we ain't going nowhere. We Cowboy fans. The millennial group who had never seen a Super Bowl, who weren't even born in 1995, they about to send all our gear to UPS and to FedEx and go get some more clothes. That's what they had. And so here we are now. Watch this, y'all. I'm building my plane right now. I'm working on the plane. Let me build it. This coaching is not about, to me. This is a podcast with me. This is an opinion. To me, it's not about who's the best coach. It's about Jerry Jones looking in the mirror and says, I need to do something because what I've done ain't getting me to the destination that I want. And I'm doing the same thing over and over again. I need to change. Here's what I'm talking about. All my coaches have been puppets since Bill Parcells. Every other coach. And Wade Phillips was just a guy who could flat out coach. He usually where he goes, he wins. But Wade is a quiet type guy. He ain't gonna challenge Jerry Jones. Wade was a great coach. Great coach. Everybody else been puppets. Deion Sanders, y'all. Let me just go and skip over the field. Deion Sanders represents change. Deion Sanders, if he was coaching the Cowboys, it ain't about football. Jerry Jones will have a problem. Y'all know when Jerry come out and do the interview, right after the game, every microphone goes out there, locker room empty, guys just walking around. Ain't too many in there. They want to hear what Jerry say. I guarantee you, if Deion Sanders was there, ladies and gentlemen, you already know. more microphones would be there. Jerry would lose some of his interview time. You ain't gonna like that. It represents change. Deion Sanders represents a different way because he has so much power at Colorado. He has the keys at Colorado. Why would he come to a place where he would have limited power? Somebody make sense of that to me. We all know what an alpha dog that Deion Sanders is. We know how flamboyant he is. He's been that way all his life. We know how an authoritative figure that he is. And all of a sudden, he gonna bow down and let Jerry Jones, Jason Garrett him. I mean, I had a whole week to think about this. Plus, when I started seeing all the other folks' names come up there, Deion Sanders, and notice, I ain't even talking about on the field. It's just that Deion Sanders represents the coaches that he got rid of. Jimmy Johnson, power. Man won 2 Super Bowls. Jerry fired him. What kind of sense that make? I thought that you supposed to coach to win the Super Bowl. You won 2 straight Super Bowls. I hope y'all sharing this. Jimmy Johnson won 2 straight Super Bowls. He fired him because of ego. One because of X's and O's. He won the Super Bowl twice. Back to back. He fired him. Bill Parcells, great coach, Hall of Fame coach. He wanted to prove that he was the man that wanted to pick the team. I picked the player. I'm gonna pick him. You just go ahead and work with what I give you. Bill Parcells did not like T.O. Jerry said, I like him. I'm putting him on the team. I'm putting him on the team. I know you don't like him. You ain't got to call him by his name. Y'all remember Parcells called T.O. the player? Y'all remember that? The player. Total disrespect. And T.O. got T.O. at a time where he was dominant. Dominant football player. Producing. He didn't want him. He didn't want him. Parcells wanted power. Jerry said, nope, I'm picking the players. Parcells couldn't take it. He had to go. What in the world you think Deion gonna come here and want? What, just the coach? Seriously? You don't think Deion gonna say, hey, Jerry, that's a dog right there. That's what I need. Then Jerry go pick another lineman. You don't think Deion Sanders ain't gonna have nothing to say? Huh? This is what Deion represents. You're gonna have a problem sooner or later because you got 2 alpha dogs, and sooner or later, somebody gonna bump head and Deion gonna get on down. Jerry ain't going nowhere. Deion will get picked up just like that by another college program. You don't think Florida State would come, whoever their coach is? You don't think Florida State would come to Deion and say, sir, look, we want you to come on home. We want you to come on home, Deion. So Deion leaving, there ain't gonna be no problem unless he just don't want to coach no more. You don't think some NFL franchise will come to Deion and say, especially the one that got his sons there? Oh my God, come on now. I feel sorry for whoever picks Shador, whoever the head coach is. If Deion stay at Colorado, whoever the head coach or what organization picks Shador, I feel sorry for the head coach already because the owner, the GM already know that if whatever team they're gonna say it ain't gonna work, we're gonna get Deion, and Deion would go to his team where his son is. And Tennessee, if it's Tennessee or whoever, would give Deion power. Jerry Jones. This is what Deion represents. Jerry Jones is not going to give up nothing. He done said it too many years in a row, and he has a way that he wants to get it done. And he is not going to give up no GM position. He's going to have the final say because he wants everybody to know that he's in charge. Notice I still ain't got to the football field yet. I ain't got to the football field. I'm just talking about ego now. He fired Jimmy Johnson because of ego. He let Parcells walk because of ego. We ain't talking about football. I'm just talking about ego. And then I see people getting excited about other names, especially the black candidates. Ladies and gentlemen, look, it's common sense. Leslie Frazier is not getting a job to be the head coach. Leslie Frazier, Robert Saleh, look, they got to do stuff to fit the criteria of the Rooney Rule. It's really sometimes that simple. Jerry Jones already know who he wants. He does. You already know that. Now, I eat crow all day long if Deion Sanders is the next head coach. And I was excited just like you are, but I never claimed it because I never let go of who I thought the head coach was going to be. And that is Kellen Moore. I've been saying it, y'all. I don't care how excited we get over Deion. Deion represents change. Deion said, hiring Deion, it is a message from Jerry Jones saying, I didn't do my job right. I'm going to go ahead and get this guy in because he know how to build a program. He know how to build a team. He knows what he's doing. And I'm willing, I know what Deion represent, but I'm willing to deal with that. And y'all know Jerry Jones ain't like that. He's not, y'all. But let me go and skip over and say why Kellen Moore is going to be the next head coach. I ain't say I want him, y'all. So let's get that straight. Because some of y'all going to say he wants Kellen Moore. Nope, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. What I am saying is, look at the clues, y'all. See, let's dig deep. Let's not ignore the clues. All of a sudden this week, and reporting by some of the people that's in the building or have access to people in the building, what you should have learned this week is that just out of nowhere, now all of a sudden everybody about they love Jason Witten. And one day he's going to be the next head coach. One day, keyword, one day. He's going to be, you see what I'm saying? One day he gonna be the head coach. And now you hear the popular opinion saying that Jason Garrett needs just to be on staff so he can learn, whatever. So just learn. So you got really two candidates to me. I'm saying like, okay, Pete Carroll kind of fits because Pete Carroll is older. You know, he'll be a nice bridge coach. You can learn from him. He's a good coach, whatever. You figure he ain't going to stay long, whatever the case may be. Kellen Moore, not Kellen Moore, but Witten takes over after that. But I don't think Pete Carroll would want to, he don't want to be a lame duck coach walking in. You see what I'm saying? But don't it make sense for Kellen Moore? It just make Cowboy sense. Why? Jason Garrett ain't gonna give him not Jason Garrett, forgive me. Kellen Moore's not gonna give him any pushback. He would then get another puppet head coach that can coach. Kellen Moore can coach. You got too much of a resume on saying that he's a good play caller. You got too much on the resume now. You got too much on the resume. His offenses have been number one, other than the Chargers. Kellen Moore fits it. Kellen Moore, that means, Kellen Moore represents no change. Kellen Moore represents the same old. Kellen Moore represents the same system that got him to be offensive coordinator. Kellen Moore represents when Mike McCarthy got here. Now all of a sudden it's coming out. We've been saying it forever that Kellen Moore became the offensive coordinator because Jerry Jones wanted him here. He told Mike McCarthy, "You can fire everybody else, but you keeping Kellen Moore." Who is this? Jay Mail? I see you, brother. Jay Mail. You rooting for the Yankees for the Super Bowl. This guy don't know nothing. That's what he said about me. And then he said, wasn't this guy in Django Unchained? Oh, Jay Mail, you decided to just pop on and show what a big of a problem you are, huh? Oh, okay. Well, I got something for that, man. I ain't gonna spend more time because you done broke me off. I just don't like people who just want to come on here and show out. So, J Mail, we'll holler at you, okay? Go somebody else show. Bye. Yeah. All right, he gone. I don't know. I don't like that kind of stuff. I'll let y'all say what you want to say, but when you start showing racism type stuff, I can't do with that. Okay, anyway. I'm not saying Kellen Moore can't coach. He can. He's he's a good offensive coordinator. He is. Too much on the resume to say that he's not. But here's the key thing, y'all. Because Jerry's so simple-minded to me. Kellen Moore represents the same old system. No change. Jerry gets to be what he want to be. Kellen Moore, all he want to do is coach. But then here's the secret thing. Kellen Moore will have to deal with Jason Witten, and he ain't gonna say nothing. They would hire Jason Witten, put him on his staff so he can learn. And guess what you just done when you hire Kellen Moore and put Jason Witten on the staff? You have just totaled up probably the next 10 to 15 years of the Dallas Cowboy head coaches. If you put Jason Witten on this staff next year, Jason Witten will eventually be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. How many years is that going to take? I don't know. If you hire Kellen Moore, I believe that you're going to get at least 4 years. And that's with Dak. I believe you're going to get that amount of time with him. And here's the funny part. The Cowboys will win games. But it's the same old. So so it tell me Jerry haven't learned nothing. You got the chance to really change the culture with a hire like, Deion, of course, definitely. You would change it and it'll probably be for the better. I would even go on to say if you bring Carroll in, it would change the culture because he represents toughness. Pete Carroll, you know how the Seattle teams look ever since he's been there. This is the type of coach you need because if you're asking me, we still too finesse. We need some doggish type attitude. Pete Carroll will bring that. Huh? Kellen Moore loves the Cowboys. Jerry Jones has made it perfectly clear over the years that he loves Kellen Moore. But most importantly, Stephen Jones loves Kellen Moore. Please, let's not forget about that. Loves Kellen Moore. Yeah. Jay will banish you. Great. Sir, if you don't like the content, all you got to do is just get off. That's all you got to do. If you don't like the Cowboys and we're irrelevant, and I would agree with you. We're irrelevant. We're not in the playoffs. We ain't even sniffed it. I would agree with you on that part. That's why I ain't blocked you yet, just depending on what you say next. I agree with you. We're irrelevant, but as you should know by now, because you say you're sick of the Cowboys, that's because we kind of still dominate the news. That's why you saw Deion and Cowboys. Who Jerry's going to hire? Because the Cowboys dominate the news. That's why. I know you're sick of that. I know you're sick of that. I know you sick that they just played a wild card game, the Rams and the Buccaneers or whoever it was, and they didn't even talk about that. That was the B portion of the show. The A portion was Deion talked to Jerry. And you can't stand it. I get it. I really do. I get it. You can't stand that you're anticipating that whoever the next head coach is going to dominate the news. I understand that. I understand. I get it. I get it. I'd be a little envious too. I would. All right. But Kellen Moore makes the listen to me. According to the pattern of Jerry Jones, Kellen Moore makes the best sense. It does. It ain't Deion. So I just want to go in and shut that down. I don't believe it. If Deion is the coach, I will get on here and say Jerry fooled me, and he chose Marcus on TikTok. No. It's not a matter, Marcus, of we know he gonna be the owner. That's not the issue. That's not the issue. We know he's gonna be the owner. I'm talking about a system that has been in place that obviously is really not working. Not to the level of what they want. You see what I'm saying? And if you keep doing it over and over again, I don't understand what it is. I'm not holding the flag, Lamont. I appreciate you popping in. I will push the hashtag down too, no Kellen Moore, because it ain't about that. It represents no change, no real change. It don't. I'm expecting finesse. I'm expecting Jerry to be Jerry. I'm expecting no pushback. I'm expecting the coach not having enough gumption in it, to say something. Like, I really don't want him. I need this guy. Let me pick my folks. And then I hate to say it again, I just don't think that it's just not gonna happen. Well, what happened, Deion will be happy either way. He's either gonna get money from Dallas or he's gonna get more money from Colorado. I thought I saw somebody just say something a few minutes ago talking about that Marshall Faulk is going to be a part of Colorado staff. I thought I just saw that. Whoever just put that up, said that in the chat earlier, go ahead and put it back in. I just heard that, at least I saw, I don't know if it's true because I ain't checked it out or whatever. They say Marshall Faulk is there at Colorado now on the staff. Well, if that is the case, ladies and gentlemen, Marshall Faulk ain't coming to Colorado if that's the case. He ain't coming there if Deion leaving. Y'all see what I'm saying? He came there because of Deion. He ain't coming there, but he's not coming there if Deion Sanders is not there. You know what else is going to happen? Just look at what's going to happen, y'all. If Deion leaves for Dallas and comes to Dallas, to our beloved Cowboys, do you understand that all the recruits he just got, all these folks going to go into transfer portal immediately? The same way they live in Colorado right now, they will leave. Deion ain't fit to do that. He ain't fit to leave these boys that just signed. Now, I believe that next year, I believe that Deion, it will be his last year. Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody said Marshall Faulk would be on the Buffalo coaching staff. Oh, yeah, there it is. Terry said it. Colorado, Buffalo coaching staff. See, Marshall ain't coming there if Deion leaving now. Come on now. I'm telling you. Now, next year, if let's just say, for instance, that Shador goes number 1 to Tennessee. Let's just say that. I ain't saying he is. I'm just saying let's just say he is. Everybody know Deion want to coach his sons. Everybody know that, right? Oh, okay. Well, if that's the case, the following year, they're going to fire that coach, right? Going to fire that coach. And Deion will finally get his wishes for coach with his sons. It's the truth. So if Deion don't come now, he'll come later. It's really this simple. He ain't got to wait. He can get a big payday out of Colorado this year and go get a bigger payday next year from the NFL. This is easy. But Jerry Jones, though, Doc. Jerry Jones, Lord have mercy, I hate to say this. And most of y'all have already said the same thing, so I believe it's safe. I'm not wishing this on them at all. But nothing is gonna change. It depends on now. If I see Jerry Jones hire Kellen Moore and Jason Witten miraculously is on the staff of the Cowboys, I'm telling y'all right now, ain't nothing gonna change until Jerry leaves, till the Lord himself calls Jerry Jones home. I hate to say it, but it's just the truth. Because this is the opportunity to change the course and direction of the franchise. This is the time. A hire like Deion is the way that you change your franchise. It's no doubt about it. It's no doubt. A Deion Sanders type is a message to the whole league and saying, okay, now the Cowboys have made a move that we must respect. That's what a Deion type hire would be. It represents total change. It represents total change. It's also an admittance that what we've been doing is wrong. Hey, Trent, I see you. It would make you admit and say, okay, what we doing has been wrong. We need this guy to come. But if I see Kellen Moore, if I see Jason Witten on the same staff, it'll tell me that nothing really is going to change until the Lord calls Jerry home. I'm just telling the truth. I am. I'm telling the truth. Hey, Alan, got the Eagle fans on here. I'm saying, see, the reason why I'm saying this is on. Let me go to the field. It done took me all this time to finally get to the field, not ego stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to admit it because we don't like to give our own people credit. Give other teams credit, especially in our division. But let's use common sense, y'all. Jaden Daniels is not a one-hit wonder. Okay? Now, of course, we ain't going to know that until next year, but I think it's obvious. I think most of everybody, if you just want to tell the truth, Jaden Daniels is only going to get better. The Eagles, I don't have to say anything about the Eagles. The Eagles are, they're built to win. I ain't say they're going to win. They're going to win. I'm just saying they have a team that will challenge every year unless they have a lot of injuries. Other than that, what I'm saying is, there's a serious argument can be made right now, even though it's on a 1 year, even though it's a 1 year sample, it's a very serious argument that can be made that the Dallas Cowboys are the third best team in their own division. Philly is better than us. Now, we beat Philly all the time. We didn't do it this year, but the injuries messed that up. We beat Philly. We do that. Dak's record is too good against Philly. We beat Philly, but Philly always got more wins than we got. Washington is up and coming. They're only going to get better, y'all. They're only going to get better. We got all these free agents that the Cowboys, we don't do well. Listen, y'all, we don't even do well with the salary cap. We say we can't sign people. Everybody else signing everybody. Just stop it. Everybody got almost the same salary cap. We say we can't sign because we gotta pay Dak. We got to pay CD. We gonna have to pay Parsons. And everybody else got 2-3 All-Pros. They paying them. Obvious moves can be made. All you gotta do is everybody by now knows how much money we can save, but it's by restructuring Dak's contract, restructuring CD contract. Everybody already know by now how much money we can save. And we still be saying we can't do this. We gotta go get these Cracker Jack, now later, Minute Maid fruit juice, free agents. Everybody else done figured it out except us. So that ain't happening because guess what? Steven ain't going nowhere. You know how cap boy he is. You know how cheap he is. So we fighting against a system. I got a capologist in Steven who think that paying, y'all just heard, this the same guy, man, that jacked his daddy up. Y'all done saw it on Twitter by now. Jacked his daddy up for signing Deion Sanders. You that mad, dog? That you gonna put your own daddy on the wall like you the ultimate cowboy? Like you just gonna whoop everybody? Man, it could have been my son. I forget that I just had a heat flash go in my heart right now when I thought about it. Gentlemen, for those of you that have sons, I don't care how old they get, can you imagine your son putting his hands on you and jacking you up to a wall? Can y'all imagine that? Think about that for just a second. I know this ain't got no football, but it just hit me. Think about that. This is what his dad, this is what Steven did to his own daddy. Man, I would have looked at that boy and say, boy, if you don't sit. Oh Lord, I got to preach tomorrow morning too. Don't. I can't lose my witness by saying what I want to say right now. Ooh-wee. I wish my son would. What? Just cause he signed him to a big contract. You want to say that when that Super Bowl went up, when that trophy went in your hand the next year did it. See what I'm saying? So see, Steven has been the same way since back then. See what I'm saying? This ain't nothing new. He cheap. And Jerry has bowed down to what he used to be. I don't know what happened to him. He's a risk taker. Man, I don't care nothing about him risking on Kellen Moore. Man, please, there ain't no risk. My father is still living. I'm 51. Let's see. My daddy is 72. My daddy still to this day. All he got to do is just look at me and I fall in line. And I'm a grown man. I'm 51 years old. My daddy don't have to do nothing but just look at me. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Y'all, I'm sorry. Y'all weren't raised the way I was. I'm sorry. My daddy could call me right now. Could come and listen to me. I'm 51 years old. Got a family. Very grown. My dad can come to my house right now, walk in the door, and say, sit down. What you think I'm gonna do? You ain't gotta think, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna sit down. Huh? The fear is still there. Y'all. I don't get, let me get back to what I'm saying. When you really get yourself out the picture, y'all, and try to think like Jerry, you will have no choice but knowing what Deion Sanders represents. You will have no other choice but to say that the best candidate, I ain't saying the best, I'm saying according to the way they think, it's got to be Kellen Moore. Young and innovative. He can coach. He can coach, y'all. I don't want to hear that no more. He can coach. We just had a problem with this situational play calling. See, when you have a guy that's number one almost every year and all that, it's just situational football. The man can coach. I'm looking at right now, looking at his TV, and not because I don't like Washington. I mean, I don't like Washington, but it's frustrating to me to see them in the playoffs. And I know what kind of structure they got. See, it don't take long. You get an owner. Forgive me for not knowing his name. The Washington Commanders owner, who was an owner in the NHL, who won championships in hockey, and then you add the great Magic Johnson on there, who knows nothing but championships. And I ain't just talking about when he played. I'm talking about the LA Sparks. I'm talking about the Los Angeles Dodgers. I'm talking about how many rings total did this man get? I think he said he got 11 or 12 now. You see what I'm saying? This don't take long. 1 year, you bring in a coach like Dan Quinn, who's in my view, a player's coach, a guy that everybody will run through the wall for. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out, like, it can't be this hard. Then you go get a franchise quarterback. All of them young. And you gonna sit and tell me you don't think Washington not gonna get better? And see, we talking about the Super Bowl, NFC Championship game. We need to learn how to catch up with Washington and Philadelphia. So you got to get past them first before we start talking real playoffs and all that type of stuff. You better try to win your division, cause the division guys are slowly but surely taking over. Where we was either 1 or 2, I'm saying we 3rd. We're not better than Washington right now. So y'all finna get mad at me, but we're not better than Washington. We're not better than Washington. Now, your argument might be this, y'all. Your argument could be this. Big time, you jumping the gun right now. You still have to remember that we had a whole bunch of injuries. And I will have to concede that to you and say, you're absolutely right. I can't even argue with you because we did, and it makes a difference. And you're telling me that if we had these people in, okay, we'll play better. I will give you some of that. Which lead, but let's be honest, Washington was a better team than us. I'm just saying. And let me tell you this. Because if it is Kellen Moore, I really believe it's going to be him. And you got the same mentality as the owner does, which means nothing really will change. You had better. And you look, and you're not going, listen, and you're not going to get no real free agents, impactful free agents, that is. You're going to get some free agents, but you're not going to get the real impactful free agents. So that's the Dallas Cowboys. We ain't got to go through that. We done been through that way too many years. So we know we're not buying anybody. We know that. Then, since y'all the Cowboys love the draft and developmental system, then this draft now becomes super important because the organization is doing this to me. It ain't dropping fast, but it's slowly. It ain't doing this going up. It's going down. You better hit home runs in these first 3 rounds. See, I'm talking about you got some real impactful guys who you know gonna come in day one. I'm just throwing names out there. Genty is there, even though I know he Abdul Carter. I know he ain't gonna be there. I'm just saying these type of guys, and you will pass them up just to go get another first round offensive lineman. That lets me know you ain't right. Chris, you're right. But remember what I said earlier, and I don't know if you were here when I said this. If Kellen Moore is here, Jason Witten will be on the staff next year. And what that will represent is, what Kellen Moore and Jason Witten will represent is 2 more puppets, and you will have the next 10 to 15 years, unless the Lord, if they're living, of course, but you have the next 10 to 15 years of your head coaching right there on that roster. That's what it represents. One puppet to another. Kellen Moore goes down if he's there. Then here comes Jason Witten right at another puppet, which means no change. It's obvious some of the stuff that need to happen, but they don't want that because they want. Jerry got an ego, man, and his ego is ticking a lot of Cowboy fans off when it's certain things need to happen on this organization, and it's not going to happen because of Jerry Jones' insatiable ego. Terry, $2 super chat, appreciate it. Says, I don't trust our draft department anymore. But this is messed up. What do we got hope in then? Okay, so if you don't have if you don't have faith or hope in the front office, okay, most of us don't, and you don't have faith or hope in your head coach, most of us don't, and then you don't even trust the thing that they swear they do best, then what in the world are we gonna turn this TV on for next year? And I'm not going off on Terry. I'm just saying, remember what I used to say, y'all, for those that have been with me for a while. We are truly in a position, y'all, that the talent is going to have to outweigh the front office decisions. It's going to have to outweigh bad coaching moments. This is where we at. Mike says, load this team with weapons on both sides of the ball, and Dak would take this team to the promised land. That's why I just said, Mike. That's why I just said, the talent will have to override Jerry coaching. The talent will have to override it. It's the only way we're going to win. Because it ain't going to be a orderly, structured type system. It's just not. I'm convinced of that. T says Jason Witten might not be a puppet. He would to me. He would to me. And Jason got pride, but it'll be limited. It'll be limited. He might not be a puppet, but he won't have no power. He will have no power. None. Deion would have to have power in order for him to come. Deion would want to, if I'm going to do this, I want to do it this way. I need these type of guys, and they're going to be talking about, let's go ahead and get a first round left tackle. You got Gente on the board. You got Abdul Carter. I'm just throwing names. You got a Travis Hunter on the board. You right there. They looking at you. Instead of picking one of them, it's just too much flash. We don't like those type of players. We like lunch pail type guys. Our guys. We don't want Rolls Royces. We want Honda Accords. It'll get you to the same place, but you get there a lot quicker if you get a Rolls Royce. I'm just saying. This is what we do. This is what we do. Still holding that same system or that offensive line. You get these first round picks on that offensive line, and you really can get it done. Shoot, we done had we got Hall of Famers we done had. We got Hall of Fame guys. Tyron Smith is going to the Hall of Fame. Zach Martin is going to the Hall of Fame. Frederick, I believe, eventually will be in the Hall of Fame. I'm talking about Hall of Fame type guys. And we done had the offensive line. We done had all that. Here you get this offensive line together, boy, I tell you. We're going to dominate the league. You don't run the ball. Kellen Moore don't run the ball. He did this year because he had no choice. But we all know what Kellen Moore running when he was at Dallas. We'll be lucky to have a running back to run the ball 15, 16 times a game. We'll be lucky to get that. He had no choice with Saquon Barkley. He had to run it. He had to run it this year. That goes against everything Kellen Moore likes. Kellen Moore, as we all know, is pass happy. Mike McCarthy is pass happy. The only reason why he ran the ball to Rico is because Cooper Rush was the quarterback. That's the only reason why. He changed it up according to that when you're supposed to have been running it, even when Dak was there. When Dak was there, they should have implemented the running game just like they had there. But no, you want to make Dak Prescott the MVP of the league. You should have had the same thing. Rico could have been doing that all year. Rico could have been a 1,500-yard back if they were simply would have just made the commitment to run the ball. That's all. They ain't letting that. Nick, I appreciate you popping in. Dak ain't going nowhere, Doc. We're married to him. Ain't no team gonna pick up that contract. No team. It's too big. It's not gonna happen. Dak, we're married to him for the next 4 years, and after that, they'll let him go. It's some kid in high school right now. I ain't saying they looking at it now, but it's some kid in high school is gonna be the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. It's gonna happen, but not now. Dak ain't going nowhere. Appreciate you, Nick. No, you're in the wrong Cowboy podcast, Rick. Over here, we too old to be delusional. We tell the truth over here. We're not a very good team. I just said we the third best team in our division, to me. Chris, look, Arch gonna kill next year. The Cowboys are gonna win at least, if they can stay healthy. The Cowboys will probably be in the playoffs. 10-win, 11-win season if guys stay healthy. You're not going to get a chance to get Arch Manning. Arch Manning will probably be top 3 pick next year. Cowboys won't be nowhere. Oh, okay, I got you. Oh, no, Rick, it's cool. I ain't got no problem with that, man. You're not the other podcast may be, but I'm not. Quack, quack, I agree with you. Dak Prescott is really not a problem. Y'all just never liked Dak anyway, but that's another whole show. So that ain't really nothing to talk about. It's really not about football, y'all. This next hire is about saying, I want things to stay the same, and I need a certain type of coach that I can still kind of have control over. Deion Sanders, his type. I hear you, Joe. Say we're the second best. I get it. Deion represents change, man. And his type of change is not the change that Jerry Jones wants. He got rid of those coaches that resemble Deion. The pattern is there. You can't ignore it. Jerry done got everybody hyped. Now, I will say this. Your comeback should be this about Deion. Show it's been quiet, ain't it? Like, if you believe Jerry and Deion just talked that one time, you know what I'm saying? Let's have some common sense, y'all. If you believe that the only time they talked was just, it was last week or whatever,
If you really believe that that's the case, you crazy. If you really believe that that's the only time they've talked, you crazy. And nobody has said nothing other than Deion, other than saying he's intrigued. As a matter of fact, you ain't heard nothing from Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones ain't said nothing about this. Jerry Jones probably on that big old yacht in Tahiti somewhere, and they ain't Jerry or Steven haven't said anything. Now, when the Senior Bowl go on, I'm quite sure we'll hear a little something then. But if you really believe that they haven't talked, y'all, and it's just too quiet. It's too quiet, literally on Deion's. Now, I don't find it strange that Shador says, I'd love to see my dad in Dallas. It's really Deion's side that's done the most talking. Jared ain't said nothing. I'm just saying, it's been a little quiet over there, which makes me kind of think it's something else done went down, or something that's been said, or you know, as far as I know, you know, see, at some point, if it's all about being interested, Jared to try to bring that big fish in, you gonna have to go ahead and offer the job. You just saying you're interested and we've talked and all that. No, you got to do something to draw them in. Let them know how serious you are. I already know he called him. I'm saying I believe he called him again. Yeah, I just refuse to believe. I refuse to believe that that's the only time that they've talked. It just ain't been reported. Deion mighty quiet. And Deion don't have no problem saying what need to be said. But he's shutting everybody down. Michael Irvin knows something. He just ain't said it. He done swore, but Deion told him, be quiet. I can't give you this. I can't have this out. The reason why he can't have it out is that. Now, if Deion just really wanted to shut it down, he gonna sign that contract extension. But they ain't got enough zeros on it. So he gonna play this thing out like that. But it have been mighty quiet, y'all. Who was that? Oak Cliff? I've always said it was gonna be Kellen Moore. I ain't say I want Kellen Moore. I didn't say that. Exactly, Chris. If you don't think some of these older Cowboys that played with him and don't know, it just ain't been reported. I'm trying to tell y'all now, it's mighty quiet in the case of Jerry and Deion, and that ain't like both of them. They like to be out front. They like the headlines. Just been mighty quiet. Now that deserves some attention. I will admit that. I still don't think that's the case. I think Kellen Moore's gonna do it because he needs to be in control. Deion would challenge his everything. I would love it though. I would love it if he did hire him, because I would say, okay, I know Jerry wants to win, but you finally made a move that will start getting you to that place. That's what I believe. You wanted real change? That's the kind of change. And I said, okay, all right, now let's see how this thing turn out. Let's give Deion his few years here, and let's see what now, cause it's gonna be a change. I would eat the crow. I would get on here. I would eat the crow. I would say, man, Jerry really want to win now. Jerry says, who said that? Matthew says, so what if it is Deion? What will happen to Dak? Dak could be your quarterback. That's what will happen. Dak would be your quarterback. He ain't going nowhere. And no, they ain't trying to jump up and drag Shador. Yeah, that's easy. Dak is. I don't know why y'all thinking. See, Dak. See, in order to trade Dak, he would have to live his no trade clause. If you draft or should do it some type of way, that is a slap in Dak's face, and he knows that your days are numbered. It ain't gonna be no 4 years, and then they bench you. It's gonna be well before that. He knows his days are numbered. Dak may lift it, but the real question would be, what NFL organization is gonna pay Dak Prescott $60 million a year? That's the question. Because Dak ain't finna give no money up. You know, I just throw a team out. Let's just say, for instance, Shador gets some kind of way drafted by the Raiders, okay? And let's say Deion is the coach of the Cowboys, and they talk to the Raiders, say, we'll trade Dak to the Raiders for the rights of Deion Sanders. The question then becomes, will Mr. Davis, and they will have the money, and they need a quarterback. The question would be, and they got a good tight end over there, all pro, Brock Bowers, and got a real good wide receiver, and got a decent running game. Defense, got Max Crosby still. You know, they ain't just crazy over there in defense, but you got some pieces over there. And you know, if you add Dak to the Raiders, I guarantee you he's gonna win. You're gonna add at least maybe 4 to 5 wins on your win total. That might be worth it, but the question is, would you pay $60 million for Dak and trade and take on that contract? Or would you rather keep Shador on a rookie deal and build even more? And the very next year, whoever the coach of the Raiders is, Deion Sanders, will be in the head coaching talk for the Raiders the very next year. I can see that happening. A lot of got to happen, but I can see that. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. Dorrance Armstrong just sacked and stripped golf, a few minutes ago, and I'm like, dang. See what I'm saying? I'm like, dang. It's frustrating, y'all. So remember, this is just me. This is just my opinion. You may think of something like some of y'all really believe Deion coming. I just can't see it. That's your opinion. I'm not going to knock it because Jerry might be setting up the biggest move since he hired Jimmy Johnson. That's how big the move would be. I ain't talking because it's popularity. I'm talking about what it represents. I really feel like that. I really do. But if I see Kellen Moore, Jason Witten on the same squad, even I just see Kellen Moore, that tells me Jerry ain't learned. That's all it tells me. I don't think you got to do with X and O's. This is about power. These young coaches want power, y'all. If you going to take them away from stuff or whatever, exactly, Quack. Quack said, I don't see Coach Prime coaching our boys because I think like Mr. Jones, Jerry Jones. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you see, first of all, if Shador is a top Matt, you gotta think about this. See, now you gotta do that. If he goes to Dallas, he's not gonna get Shador. You know what? We're drafting 12th. Tennessee is projected to draft him. Do you know what we would have to give up in order to move to number 1? You know the Dallas Cowboys ain't gonna pay that steep of a price just to move up and go get him. No, it's not gonna happen. It's not. To move from 12 to number 1 to draft, that is it's not gonna happen. I can just stop right there. So yeah, I believe, Matt, that Dak will be the quarterback. He ain't going nowhere, y'all. He's just not. He can turn down the trade. And Deion, exactly, Chris. And Deion has already said that he would love to coach Dak. He like him. Yeah, of course he gonna say that because he's probably positioned himself to be the job. Make sure you put that out there. I'm going down y'all comments now because I tried to plead my case. I can't do it no more. Williams said Dak on the wrong side of 30 and injury prone. I agree. Those are facts. Yeah. Mike Evans said this. Look, Cowboys ain't stupid, man. If they trade him, look at this. Don't forget the $103 million dead cap charge in 2025. Man, look, Dak Prescott ain't going nowhere. Y'all be talking about stuff that ain't gonna happen. I want it to happen, but it's not. It don't make sense. It's not gonna happen, y'all. Chris Johnson says, how awesome would it be if New York got Shador and we got Prime and he would have to coach against his son 2 times a year box office? Deion could go against anybody and it'd be box office. You think the Cowboys got all the headlines now. Can you imagine if Deion Sanders is the coach? Oh my God. Marketing, it would be crazy. When we do draft an understudy of Danny White for the Cowboys, I believe that's coming. And it might be this year. They will pick a quarterback. They always draft a quarterback. I ain't gonna say always, but that guy is coming eventually. And I'm gonna tell you another clue. Let me tell you another clue. If I'm talking about Jason Witten and Kellen Moore this year with the Cowboys, let me tell you something else, y'all. If you see Shador is going in the top 5, at least in my view, might be number 1 overall. Let me tell you something, man. If that same team, so let's just say it's Tennessee that picked Shador with the number 1 pick, okay. Let's say day 3 of the draft come up, day are day 3 or so. If you see the Tennessee Titans pick up Shiloh Sanders, his other son, you already know what's going on. Whoever that coach of Tennessee is, might as well don't unpack your bags. You just got 1 year. I don't care if you go 17-0. You out of there after 1 year because Deion Sanders will be the next head coach of the Tennessee Titans after the very next year. He'll coach 1 year in Colorado this next year, and he will be with the Tennessee Titans the following year because they set it up for Deion. He wants his boys to play together. He wants to coach his boys like it always was, and Deion will be the coach. Be careful of that. Wherever Shador goes, be on the lookout for that same team to pick his brother, and that ought to be a clue to you of the master plan of that organization, and that is to go get Deion Sanders on the team. Telling y'all, pay attention. Pay attention. I just threw it out there, kid Cowboy. I'm not saying that the Titans will go 17-0. I'm just trying to make a point that whoever the coach is, if the Sanders boys are together, I just said that I don't care if their record was 17-0, the coach won't be there next year. That'll tell you the master plan is to go get Deion Sanders. It's not about Tennessee being 17-0. I know that ain't gonna happen. Shane says Cowboys have to find the right head coach. There's more coaches than Kellen Moore and Deion. Don't be surprised if it's someone else. It very well could be, and obviously there are more coaches there, Shane. But again, when your first name you hear is Deion, everybody else is kind of like level 2. Whoever you hired, it won't be no real excitement. You're gonna have half the Cowboy fans gonna say, okay, well, I don't like the hire, but we're gonna rally behind it, because we ain't got no choice. That's what's getting ready to be said. Nobody. I don't care who you did. All the names, if you say Ben Johnson ain't getting it. He put a list out. Ben Johnson said he want to, have a little power. It ain't gonna happen. Okay? You might want Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator for them. Aaron Glenn ain't coming here, man. Okay? Whoever Pete Carroll, first thing y'all gonna say is, okay, yeah, but he too old. That's what y'all gonna say. That's what y'all gonna say. He too old. He can coach, but he too old. He's a bridge coach. We don't need a bridge coach. We need a coach gonna be here. That's what y'all gonna say. I'm just going down the list that's left. I mean, y'all ain't gonna be excited because Deion Sanders' name was the first one. It almost broke the internet. Now everybody else, it ain't gonna be no coach that you can think of that's gonna excite you, and it's not going to, turn you one way. If it's Mike Zimmer, you ain't gonna be excited. You know he can coach. You know that he can, defense gonna be pretty decent, but you're not gonna be excited about that. You're not gonna say, okay, this was the great move. You're not gonna say it. Exactly, Quack. That's why I say it's Kellen Moore. That's why I say it's Kellen Moore. Not anybody else. So I'm finna get off, y'all. Y'all forgive me. I gotta speak in the morning. I'm gonna save my voice. I'm not gonna do the lines. I know y'all got a bunch of pushback or whatever. I might come on tomorrow I'll just open up the phone line. Let y'all have it based off what you heard me say tonight. Kid Cowboy says Prime has no experience. In the seat of a head coach, yes, you're right. But he does have NFL experience. Jason Witten don't have no experience either. He has coaching experience, and he is a leader of men. He know how to put a staff together. Okay, so it really ain't about Deion. It's just kind of like what it is in Colorado. Like, look at his staff. Pat Shermer, NFL head coach, offensive coordinator, play caller. That's what he has there as his offensive coordinator there. Then you get a Warren Sapp. You know what I mean? Look at these people that he have. They may not have the NFL head coaching experience, but Lord knows he got NFL experience. He knows what he's doing. Got a gold jacket to say he do. He got a gold jacket to say that he does know what he's doing. You don't think Warren Sapp, who has no NFL coaching experience, can't teach defensive tackles how to play the position? Are you kidding me? You don't think Deion Sanders can't get with Bland and Diggs and take their game to the next level? Are you kidding me? See, some things are just obvious. But let's just say It's just say, I'm just saying. No, his team is not in undisciplined kid Cowboy. His team looks like him, and his moxie and his ego is inbred in Colorado players. It's a swag. That was Deion. You think Deion, who's a swag type guy, playing all the time, you think his team's gonna be a major league conservative in their attitude and moxie? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You would expect that out of Deion Sanders, team full of swagger. You expect that. Stop it. Stop it. You crack, you're right. I just heard it. Now, Terry confirmed that Marshall Faulk has been signed to the Colorado staff. Marshall Faulk ain't got no coaching experience, but you don't think he can't help running backs out? Are you kidding me? The dude got Hall of Famers all over his team. So that type, you don't think Deion Sanders, as a head coach, your coordinator is kind of like Dan Quinn, even though he got his hand in it. You don't think Deion can't tell a defensive coordinator about a defense? Are you kidding me? You don't think Deion know dogs when he see them? Really? Deion Sanders would be hired as a leader of men, not X's and O's. You gotta know what you're getting. Kellen Moore would be hired not as a leader of men. He would get the head coaching job, but he's also gonna be the offensive coordinator again. Kellen Moore is not a leader of men. I don't think he can lead men. I think he can coach offense though. You see what I'm saying? Deion can lead men now. Ain't no doubt about that. But that's your opinion, kid Cowboy. You don't think they'll make a bowl game? So be it. We'll see. He gets his credit because he did build winners. Colorado is better every year that he's been there. Every year. Can't be denied. He built the program. They was 1-11 when he got there. Now look what he had. Just as simple. So I depend on what you want. We'll see y'all. All right, I'm done. I'll holler at y'all. I might even come on tomorrow. After I lay down. As I said, my voice cracking up already. I need to rest my voice. I got to speak in the morning and don't get on down. See, you can see right there. Look what William Keel said. See, Cowboy fans, even though I would like this because Sean Lee can play. Sean Lee was a great linebacker, while he was healthy. He just never stayed on the field good enough. I don't like that. But you'll have Cowboy fans say, look, I don't want any sign of the Jason Garrett era. That's what a lot of Cowboy fans be saying. I would love Sean Lee as a coach, linebacker coach. And as smart as he was, as an argument could be made, he could have been, might be a defensive coordinator type. Why not? You bring in Jason Witten in. Jason Witten don't have no NFL coaching experience. Okay. I agree. I say no cow. I put that on my Twitter page. I follow Boss Cowboy now. I say that to no Kellen Moore as well. But I'm thinking like the Jones. And to the Jones family, Kellen Moore makes all the sense in the world. I don't want Kellen Moore, but I just don't see who else it is, to be honest with you. I think they love Kellen Moore. They love him. They love him. They do. They love him. So I'm done, y'all. See y'all maybe tomorrow. If not, I'll see you Monday. That's for sure. Monday at 7 p.m. All right. Thank all of y'all, man. Y'all hit that like button for me as you leave. Smash about 20 times, y'all. Smash about 20 times. Next week it'll be a total different story. We'll get to see it. I just think about it, and see, we got to do this rather quickly, y'all, because the Senior Bowl is coming up. We need a staff in place. We don't want Will McClay, Jerry Jones, or Stephen Jones be the only representative of the Cowboys going to these college bowl games. See what I'm saying? I don't need Jerry going down there. He don't do no goddamn scouting. He don't do watch no film. You know what I'm saying? We got to get this thing done quick. We got to get this thing done real quick. They got to go and get so we can have the proper representation at these Senior Bowl games coming up, college all-star games. We got to have it. The combine coming up. It ain't gonna be that long from now. We need our guys in place. I'm just saying. All right, appreciate y'all. We'll holler at you. Soon. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. This has been the one and the only. The Big Time Show.